Hey guys, it's Dr. Tim Harrigan with Synergy Wellness. I want to go over a few kind of reminders, kind of policy things in our office with you, just so you understand kind of how our whole system kind of works together so we can help a lot of different people. The first thing is, if you're ever late to an appointment, always just let us know if you're going to be late. It's fine. We all run late to certain things, but sometimes it may be something where we need to reschedule you or push you back to a different time slot. And this is just out of respect for our other patients, just like we would have that same respect for you. So if you're going to be more than 6 minutes late, usually we're going to have to reschedule or do something different. That's how tight our schedule is. And no offense or anything, but you can imagine if we have 15 people after you and one person's 10 minutes late and then the next person's 10 minutes late, it kind of pushes everybody back the way that we stack adjustments. And the way that we stack adjustments is so I can focus. When I'm in the zone of working on people's structure and nervous system, it helps me help you better, basically. So just let us know if you're going to be late. Many times we'll have to reschedule you, which is totally fine. We just don't want to punish everybody else, just like we wouldn't want to punish you if that were happening with people right before you. Also, we do send a lot of emails and text messages. So initially, you've probably gotten your results or you're expecting them. Check your spam folder often for our emails. We send out a lot of emails. We send out medical research, results of tests, information on things, webinars. It's all helpful information to you and allows you to take your time with it. And some people even create an email folder for our office so you can keep things organized in there. But check your spam folder often. We do send out a lot of stuff. It's all important. I promise we send out as much as we can, as little as we can. But as important information comes and we need to inform you about it, we want to share that with you. So check your spam folder. Make sure you don't opt out of the emails or text messages too, unless you really want to, because sometimes we might send a text message out that has a special that you won't hear about any other place in our office. We may not have a handout for it. It may not be an email. It may be specific to text, okay? So if the email, you're not interested, or the text, you're not interested in it, that's fine. You can just ignore it, but we will have a lot of important things in those avenues. So try not to opt out unless you really just don't like us for some reason, okay? Cut that part out. I thought that'd be kind of good. But no, I think it might be good. I don't know. See how it sounds. This is kind of a joke, but I said it too serious. Tip number 3, when you call into our office, always leave a message, you guys. We have people at least weekly now tell us, where have you guys been? I've tried to call in 2 or 3 times, but if you don't leave a message, we literally have no idea that you called, okay? We are here more than 40 hours a week. However, we have strange hours that we've adapted to people like you because we have 2 really early days where we're here at 6 a.m. on Tuesdays and Fridays, by the way. Most Tuesdays and Fridays, we literally start seeing patient at 6 a.m. It's kind of early for some of you, I realize. It's nice because we have 2 early days and then we have 2 later days in the week. So our later days are Mondays and Thursdays. So we're here 5 days a week. However, usually we don't see patients on Wednesdays. That's our paperwork and kind of catch-up day, because if we didn't have that day, we would get really behind on the volume of people that we help. And so just leave a message is the point of that. So if you ever call in, if you need something, I promise you, leave a message. We will get back to you as soon as we get back to the office and check those messages, okay? But guys, another tip I have for everybody is you need to show up, right? If we commit to something, whether it's an exercise program or a certain diet, it works a lot better if you actually do it, right? If you show up, I'm gonna do my job, our team will do their job. We're gonna do as much as we can to help you get to that next level in your health. But if you don't show up, it's kind of hard for us to help you with that, obviously. Another thing we hear often is that we're sometimes too fast for somebody. We wanna be able to help a lot of people. Fast is okay, but I promise you we will never shortcut quality though. I promise you that. Unlike physical therapy or a massage, our structural neurological chiropractic work that we do, it's not a timed therapy. Think of physical therapy or a massage as a workout, right? Sometimes we need a longer one to get a certain effect. Sometimes we need to do it multiple times a week or a day if I want to get more flexible. Think of it as more of your fuse box in your home. Our nervous system and structure and nerves function more like that fuse box, where our lifestyle and our environment literally blow those fuses, right? If we plug too many things into the outlet, we blow the fuse on the other end of the house. So think of your nervous system as a fuse box, and think of the adjustments as me walking over and fixing those fuses, okay? Does it take very long to flip that switch back on? Okay, so kind of think of that as an adjustment. We're turning those fuses on. We're gonna make some adjustments throughout your body, work on those trigger points and myofascial release areas that we need to, and then do some traction at the end of every adjustment for you. So, but it's not a time therapy. I'm always gonna stretch you out as long as we need to get the best effect for you. But some people say, well, that was only 10 minutes or 12 minutes. Again, if longer were better, we would do longer ones. I promise you that. Don't get caught up in this time thing. We're always gonna do the best we can in that short time that we have you to the best of our abilities. We wanna make sure that we're giving you the best care possible, which means we have to measure measure your progress. Approximately every 12 visits you come in, we want to redo all those tests, at least the basic tests that we do, to get an eye on your chemistry a little bit, to get an eye on your body composition, your cellular health, your nerves, are those firing properly? Remember, this is not a symptomatic treatment. A lot of people think we're treating symptoms. We're treating function though, as you probably know at this point, and we can't feel things until they're really bad, right? I don't want to wait until I throw out my back to start getting adjusted. That never works well for people. They have to keep coming back for those crisis situations. So without measuring every 12 treatments, we just don't know what your body's doing, because only 5%, you guys, 5% of my whole nervous system, which controls everything, literally everything in your body is controlled by that, only 5% of those nerves actually tell you how you feel. So that's why somebody can have a heart attack after 20 years of not feeling anything. You don't feel the plaquing of the arteries. People get diagnosed with that big nasty C word all the time. They may not feel it in their body. So how we feel and how we function are very different things. Just like I can't see your vitamin D levels, so we need to measure those. I can't see your mineral deficiencies, so let's measure those. Just understand it's very important for us to give you the best care possible and measure those functional things that most people never get measured in their lifetime, by the way, that are very important to stay on top of and not just managing symptoms. So we want to do that progress exam on you. We're always going to recommend it about every 12 visits in your treatment program. And remember, when you come in for those progress exams, just try not to have a bunch of caffeine earlier that day or right before. Try not to exercise earlier that day or right before, so that we can get some really good measurements on your nervous system, on your stress levels, your stress effects of your nervous system that's in a fight or flight or rest digest state. So just come in without exercising, without caffeine. Just another reminder. Reach out whenever you have questions about anything. You can always call in, of course. Leave a message like we talked about if you do call in, and we'll return your call as soon as we get back in. Normally with health questions, I'm going to answer most of those for you, of course. So any health questions you have between your visits, don't try to save all your questions for when we're face-to-face, when you're getting a treatment, we're rushed to, talk about all that stuff. Reach out anytime. Now, the best way to get health information or options and ideas from me, which we've been doing this for a while, you guys, we have lots of ideas with different tests and lab work, suggestions for different issues in the body. This is what we live and breathe, and we can probably help you. However, if you have health questions, just reach out to me. Email is always going to be the best way, because if we're with people, obviously we can't get to that email right away, but it's there waiting for me. I use it as a priority system. So if you shoot me a question, reach back out in 48 hours. If I haven't answered you or said, hey, I need a little bit more time with this, shoot those questions to me anytime between your visits, as often as you'd like. And usually I'm going to send you something tangible. With that question, I'm going to say, hey, we've done a webinar on that. Watch this and let me know what questions you have. Or here's a medical article or a research article on that question. Here's what I would do if I was in that situation. So email's great, because usually I'm going to send something, beneficial to you to kind of take your time to look through or understand or watch, so that you understand where we come from with that particular question. So email is a great way to reach out to us. Call anytime you want for anything, but we'd love to help you out. So let us know how we can help.